questions I had going into this thing, like many of you I imagine. Does 3D without glasses work? Does the effect actually work? And the short answer is yeah, it works, and it works really well. It depends on which game you get, but in general, the 3D effect is excellent, and in some cases, it does actually add to the game, especially in a game like Pilot Wings, which we'll review later this week here on Undertow. But there are also a lot of drawbacks to the 3DS, specifically the battery life. I mentioned that you'll want to become very good friends with your 3DS charger, and that's because, honestly, this is where your 3DS should be most of the time when you're not playing it. You're looking at probably 3 hours of battery life after a full charge of playtime on the road. Kind of a problem for a portable console. If you take this thing outside and take it to a coffee shop or to class, 3 hours. So make sure you keep your charger on you as well. That is probably the biggest flaw of the 3DS. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer here, but the 3DS to me also feels kind of incomplete. A lot of the online features, the 3DS shop for example, the eShop as it's called, some of the other online features such as the browser, they're not even launched yet. They say on the system they'll be available in a later software update. So it kind of reinforces this feeling I've had that Nintendo might have rushed this launch a little bit to get it out when they did, maybe to fulfill some investor promises that they would have it out during this quarter. And I think you also see that in the launch library. There are 18 launch titles, and there's some good games in there, as we'll get into later this week, but not a lot of AAA must-have system sellers, more like cool games that are getting you excited for what's possible on 3DS, not what's been achieved. But in all, this is a $249 handheld that, frankly, is really cool, but it isn't quite there yet. If you're sort of on the fence about this thing, I would have no problem telling you to hold off, actually. Hold off until there's some games available. Hold off until the eShop's there and you can download old Game Boy games. The 3DS you might be ready for the 3DS, but I'm not sure the 3DS is quite ready for you. Of course, if you just want to play Pilot Wings and see a cool 3D effect, by all means drop your cash for what will be an awesome console in the very near future, but what for right now feels a little green. The Nintendo 3DS.